Two concealers, two very different formulas. But which one actually smooths mature under eyes? Today's Friday Face Off, we are testing two new concealers, Makeup Forever and BareMinerals, to see how they apply on our over 50 eyes, closer to 60, but who's counting? And we're also gonna do an 8-hour wear test because we need to know how these hold up. So if you're ready, let's get started. If we haven't met before, hi, I'm Jody. I'm 56, think of me as your midlife beauty bestie. And today's Friday Face Off, we do one every week where we compare products to see which one is really better for more mature skin. There's a lot of products on the market, but which ones are really formulated and designed to work on our more mature skin, not just upon application, but the distance of the day? Do they settle into fine lines and wrinkles? Do they look patchy? Do they look cakey? You know all the things, so we're gonna put these two concealers to the test. The Makeup Forever is the HD Skin Full Cover Concealer. It's $35 and comes in 32 shades. I have it in shade 1 in 14. One of the uniquenesses about this new concealer is that it has a brush on the very end, and then it has a doe foot applicator. We're gonna use that brush to see how well it works. This is a full coverage, lightweight concealer, semi-matte finish, offers 36-hour wear, so let's see. We won't know about the 36-hour wear, but we are gonna see how it wears in 8 hours. It also says that this product is waterproof. Now I'm gonna take it from the back of my hand and just go right here in the inner corner and the outer corner of my eye. Again, I have it in 1 in 14, might be a little too warm for me. Now let's take the brush that it comes with. It's important to note that both of these products offer glycerin and niacinamide, so we should get extra hydration. In the Makeup Forever formula, dimethicone is the first ingredient. It creates a silky layer that can temporarily smooth the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles. It also helps reduce moisture loss. It generally gives concealer a smoother glide over that thin under eye area. It's blending out very nicely. The pigment is thick enough to cover any of that discoloration and imperfections I have under my eyes. Some of the additional ingredients in this formula will help it remain flexible and look less chalky over time. It also has pomegranate extract and vitamin E to provide antioxidant support. I'm usually not a big fan of brushes that come with products like this, but this one is doing the job. The only thing I have under my eyes is sunscreen and a little bit of moisturizer. And that looks really pretty. I did think this was going to be too warm, but when you compare it to the side where I don't have any concealer, look at that coverage. I like it. So there's some reasons to love this concealer for those of us over 50. Alcohol does appear a little high on the ingredient list, which can help the concealer feel lightweight and set more quickly, but it can also leave you with a little bit of a drying look to the eyes, and we'll see if that's the case. Once we've had both of these on for 8 hours, I'm gonna let you know if I think they compare to my favorite drugstore concealer, so we'll see that at the end. That's gonna be tough to beat, but let's see what BareMinerals' new BarePro 16-hour concealer can do. This concealer has an SPF of 25. It's $32 versus $35 and comes in 20 shades. That's 12 less than the Makeup Forever. I have it in shade Fair 150 Warm. And let's just see how warm that looks compared to the Makeup Forever. Yeah, it's a little warmer. This one is also lightweight, full coverage, matte finish versus semi-matte finish. Offers 16-hour wear and contains the niacinamide and the glycerin just like the Makeup Forever. And because it's BareMinerals, it offers mineral pigments. Now once I apply that with my finger, I just give it a few seconds to set up. I'm gonna go in with the Nikki LaRose N19 brush to pat that out. Now dimethicone is the second ingredient in the BareMinerals, and again that gives slip, helps smooth out the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles temporarily, and helps the product glide across the skin. Now even though this one lists niacinamide as an ingredient, and we know niacinamide helps protect the skin's barrier, it is lower on the ingredient list than the Makeup Forever. Zinc oxide provides the mineral UV protection in this product, and olive extract, kale extract, and vitamin E provide antioxidants and conditioning benefits. No fragrance is listed for either of these products. I'm not going to set either one of these concealers with powder. Some people like to use powder and some people don't. So let's see how they hold up on their own, knowing that if you tap powder on a concealer, you're going to get longer wear out of it. But more times than not, I find that it looks a little more creasing and definitely more dry if you add a little bit of powder. So as I've gotten older, I've really looked for concealers that will set and go a good distance, 4 or 5 hours with me without needing to have powder. If it's a special event and I need that concealer to really hold up, and look flawless for a couple hours, then I will add a powder. But I have found that when using powders under the eyes, it can really start to make you look much older because of the settling and the creasing. So we're gonna set the powder to the side, knowing that you can use it if you want. Now I do wanna add a little bit of blush just to finish the look. You guys, if you have not seen this new blush by Ravy Beauty, this is called Heaven. It is stunning. I'm going to apply that because it is a powder, but it wears, first of all, like you can't really even see it. It's just that really pretty flush of color. And if you are somebody that likes to do makeup fast, this is the way to go. And I need to get a new blush brush. I get asked about this brush all the time, you guys, and it is such an old one. This is a Kat Von D when she first came out years and years and years ago. This is one of those brushes, but it's one of those brushes that I refuse to get rid of because I just love it for blush. Let me know, do you guys have a brush that either they don't make it anymore, you can't find it anymore, and you just absolutely love it? For me, it's this Kat Von D blush brush. The brushes that come closest to these are some of the Nikki LaRose brushes from BK Beauty, but something about this point at the end, I'm sorry I use it because it is no longer available, but it is my favorite blush brush. I'm gonna add just a little bit of highlighter right to the center. This is Rare Beauty's Enchant, I think. I'll link these down below. I just need to finish my look for the day. Tap that in. For the summer, I've been wearing my highlighter at the front of the blush, not right here because that's where my pores are a little larger, but right as my cheek starts to turn on the blush instead of up through here. And I just think it looks more, I don't like using the word youthful because I'm not going for youthful all the time, but I just think it looks a little more fresh. That's maybe the word I'm going for, fresh. All right, so there we go. Here's what the two concealers look like upon application. I'm super impressed with them. I have some thoughts on which one I like better. The BareMinerals I don't think offers as good of coverage because I can still see some a couple little freckles right through here, where the Makeup Forever really offered great coverage. Both are blendable, but I feel like this looks more flawless underneath than this one. I feel like this one didn't do as much coverage as I want. If you've got really dark under eye areas, you'd want to put a color corrector before any concealer. I don't feel like this under eye area is dark enough to warrant a color corrector before the concealer, but I should have gotten a little better coverage, I think, like I did here. And it does say it's full coverage. So far, I feel like the Makeup Forever looks better, but again, let's just hold off and see what 8 hours brings us. All right, you guys, it has been about 7 hours, and this is 140 because inevitably someone's gonna ask, and I am not good at remembering that. It's such a pretty 90s frosted lip, but I'm here for it. Okay, concealer. So here's where we're at. I hate to say this, but I'm really not a fan of the BareMinerals one. It didn't give good coverage from the beginning, and it just really started to crease. You can see where it settled into fine lines. That's not even a fine line. Who am I kidding? That is a canyon, and it is now filled with concealer. So not a fan. It might have lasted a little better, longer had I set it with a powder, but again, not everybody likes to use a powder, so I want to see what our baseline is. And if we want to use products to improve the baseline, great. But not a fan. In terms of the Makeup Forever, it did settle not as bad as the BareMinerals. It still actually looks pretty. I think that I would save my money on both of these. If you're looking for a nice concealer that is full coverage, that you can build to full coverage, it starts as a more medium coverage. You have more mature eyes, meaning you've got some wrinkles under your eyes, but you want the brightening and covering effect of a concealer. The RMS Revitalize is still my go-to. I think it performs better than either one of these two. I just can't, in good consciousness, at our age, over 50, if you've got some texture, some dryness under your eyes and some wrinkles, I don't think either one of us are gonna do us a favor. I think that you would look in the mirror in about the 7 hour mark and go, what the heck? So I think for this price range that we're looking at, I think the RMS Revitalize is way better. I do think that this one performs a little bit better than the Silky and Blur, but I would say that the Essence Silky Blur, is it Silky? Yeah, Silky Blur is a fairly good dupe for this one. This one does have more hydrating properties, so for a little extra money, you get the benefits that are beneficial to those of us with more mature skin. If that's not a price point you're comfortable with, this one does work well. You just need to add a little bit more hydration under the eye before you apply this one. But my holy grail still is the Revitalize by RMS. So after doing Friday face-offs for probably 4 years now, at least 3, maybe 4, I can only think of a handful of times where I didn't recommend either product at the end of the video. As my midlife beauty besties, I don't think I would recommend either one of these. I would steer you in the direction of the RMS. If you have this one, I'd love to know your thoughts in the comments down below. I'll link all these in the description box in case you like the way one of these worked. I think the RMS is the better choice here. If you like product reviews, then the video from just a couple days ago is sharing my best selling, meaning of all the products that I've shared with you guys throughout the course of the year, these are the ones that you guys have enjoyed the most. I'll put that video right here. And be sure to subscribe because in just a couple days, I'm gonna post a video on a makeup look using all affordable makeup products, all from the drugstore. All right, you guys, that does it for me. I will see you in just a couple days. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.